Hi, my name is Barbara Evans Fleischauer. I am a longtime delegate representing Monongalia County. I hope you'll vote for me for 3 reasons. 1, my experience, which is especially necessary during an emergency. 2, my record of getting things done. And 3, because I fight for fairness. The first question is about broadband. The pandemic has made it totally obvious that we need to upgrade broadband and do it quickly. We need to capture as much funding as possible to invest in infrastructure and make sure Mon County gets our fair share. Under RDOF, which is the Rural Development Opportunity Fund, West Virginia is eligible for up to $66 million in funding. Everyone needs to do speed tests on your internet. Why? Because we need to demonstrate that we are not receiving adequate service. We all know that we are, and that we make sure that some of those funds, a 1/55th, go to our county. To do a speed test, go to broadband.wv.gov. Everyone thinks things are great here in Mon County, but we know broadband is not. One hopeful development on the broadband front is that we have a new local nonprofit called Fiber Optic for West Virginia. A local citizen, a former utility executive who made her career expanding broadband in other states, has started this small nonprofit and wants to make a plan that would link up the assets we already have in each county. She's working with the Association for Counties, and I'm hopeful that this will be helpful as we move forward on broadband. When will we get broadband? Well, it should have been yesterday, but I promise I will work so that Mon County gets our fair share of the funding, and I promise to work with Fiber for West Virginia because that seems like a hopeful alternative. The second question relates to getting our fair share for Monongalia County. All Mon County delegates, including me, sponsored the Department of Highways formula bill. That bill passed both houses but was vetoed by the governor. The bill would require the Department of Highways to come up with an objective formula for dividing road funding between the counties. It's easy to see by comparing that, what we get with other counties, that we are not getting our fair share. If Ben Salango is elected governor, he's promised to sign the bill. But if Governor Justice wins, our entire community needs to rise up and convince him and his Department of Highways that we need our fair share of the pie. Also, the road funding is not the only issue where fairness is needed. Since I've been in office, constant attacks have been waged against the POP tax, which funds the WVU Medical School. And the percent of state funding going to higher education has been decreasing as the cost of health care has gone up. WVU is not perfect, but it is the economic engine for our region. We must protect WVU if we want fairness to Monongalia County. The third question is, where do I want West Virginia to be in 2 years? Unfortunately, I don't think sugarcoating helps anyone. We all know we're going to be in a heap of trouble because of this pandemic and because the end is nowhere in sight. Everyone is hurting. Individuals, families, businesses, disabled people, domestic violence victims, cities, and our state. Our state budget deficit is projected to be enormous. I am proud to be working with the other members of our House and Senate delegation, helping people through this. Today, I helped someone finally get their unemployment benefits, and I'm very proud of that. They've been waiting several months. We've helped businesses get grants and loans, and we've packed food and volunteered at testing sites. But every state is going to be in a similar boat. Our elected officials must be able to pivot and adjust, and we must be nimble. There are 3 areas where I think we can move forward. 1, I think we're going to have to invest in broadband. We have to make sure when we do that investing that we are not ripped off by internet service providers. I think we were ripped off by Frontier. 2, we need new sources of income. It's being sold already, so I think the state should regulate cannabis and tax it. And 3, we're an energy state. Before it's too late, and everyone has passed us by, we should pivot to become an alternative energy leader. I'd like to give you 3 reasons to vote for me, Barbara Evans Fleischauer, for the West Virginia House of Delegates. 1, experience counts. We are in an emergency situation. With the 60-day session, we need people who know how to get a bill through committee, what it takes to amend the budget, and how to get a bill through the Senate and convince the governor to sign it. Inexperience, even with good intention, won't get us so far. 2, I know how to get things done. I have probably passed more bills than any other House member that's currently sitting there. I'm proud that during this session I was able to pass a bill that lowers the cap on insulin, which was desperately needed by diabetics in our state. We cannot forget health care in this emergency. 3, I am always an advocate for fairness. This year I passed a bill that sets up a system for alerting law enforcement when they pull over a vehicle that a family member has a communication difficulty, such as autism or mental illness. I have sponsored legislation to end discrimination due to sexual orientation since 1995. It is past time that we put a stop to firing people or denying them housing because they appear different. I hope you'll vote for me, Barbara Evans Fleischauer, for the West Virginia House of Delegates.